The owner suddenly dropped to her knees in front of the dog trainer. In that moment she was so shattered her voice trembled and she could barely speak. She could only keep begging the trainer to please save her. She never thought the pet she'd raised with her own hands would turn into such a terrifying creature. 10 years ago her husband passed away unexpectedly, leaving her to bear the immense emptiness and grief alone. Her son felt terrible for his mom, so he gave her a Dalmatian for companionship. After Louis entered the family she truly felt life had meaning again. She doted on Louis like she was her own daughter, caring for her with complete devotion. But in this almost overindulgent environment Louis's problems became more obvious. She showed clear hostility towards strangers along with aggressive tendencies. As soon as someone came to the house she'd bark nonstop. Instead of stopping her the owner would even feel sorry for her and fend her to cool her down. When she saw Louis was thirsty from barking she'd urge her to go drink water right away. She even explained to guests that this was just her way of saying welcome. This wrong approach gradually pushed Louis to the brink of losing control. 3 years ago she jumped up and bit her eldest son's girlfriend out of the blue. The wound was so severe it left a scar that would never fully heal. Later her son got married and had a baby. But Louis's reaction to the child was even more terrifying. As soon as she saw the baby she'd bark relentlessly, staring at the little one like a wolf eyeing its prey. That's when the owner finally started to feel scared. She worried that one day a tragedy would really happen, so she decided to turn to a professional dog trainer for help. As soon as the trainer walked in the door, Louis started growling and snarling like a beast ready to attack at any moment. He reminded the owner's son that the collar was to loose and they might lose control during training. But just as the son was about to tighten the collar, the owner immediately stopped him, looking worried sick. She was terrified that a too tight collar would make Louis uncomfortable. For a moment the trainer didn't say a word. He just gave her a long look like he'd finally found the answer. Then he asked how she usually stopped Louis when she barked like that. The owner said she thought it was perfectly normal for dogs to bark, so she never stopped her. The trainer didn't argue further, he just told her to put a muzzle and a special training collar on Louis. After that he slowly walked toward Louis. Louis snapped, instantly going crazy and doing everything she could to bite the trainer. Even the muzzle couldn't contain her anger. She bit the trainer's pants and tugged violently. But the trainer stood his ground like a rock. He lifted the leash up. Louis immediately started gasping for breath, coughing uncontrollably, and gradually quieted down. No one expected such a simple move would actually get her to stop barking. But just then the owner suddenly knelt down in front of the trainer. Her voice shaking, she begged the trainer to call off the training. Even if one day Louis really bit her grandson, she'd take full responsibility for the medical bills. When everyone heard that, they fell silent. To see what happens next, leave a comment below.